9. Hard to forget. If you take even a single glance at Ohio's Elisa Zabrowski's face, you won't be able to forget her. And it's not Zabrowski's beauty that will remain in your mind, but her unforgettable number of face tattoos. After all, not many people opt for calavera-themed face tattoos, right? The 27-year-old's eyelids are painted black and encircled in red with tiny semicircle motifs. The top of her nose is tattooed completely black. Elisa's skull inspiration is evident from the cheek contour design and tattooed ridges on her lips. The most prominent piece on her face is the web-like motif on her forehead. With such shocking art on her face, she's easy to remember. This would have been cool for her if she wasn't involved in crime. Alyssa's tattoos give her identity away a little too easily. The chance of someone else having a face tattoo with that combination is probably 1 in a million. And actually, her criminal record rivals the numbers of tattoos that she has. Till 2019, she has been recorded to have been in jail 3 different times. In December 2018, Alyssa was arrested when she stole a bag from Walmart. During a search, cops found that she had been hiding a needle and small bags of methamphetamine in her purse. She was thereafter charged with theft and possession of narcotics. And just a few weeks ago, she was arrested in Austintown for obstructing official business and failed to appear in court. She got arrested thrice within just 6 months. Now that's some record by itself. 8. Looking like $1 million. Choosing a path of crime when you have a face tattoo is probably one of the worst ideas ever. And yet, face tattoos are popular among criminals. And we totally get why criminals would choose to get inked on their face. It definitely gives an edgy look and warns others to not mess with them. However, on the downside, the same tattoos make them incredibly easy to be recognized. Cincinnati's Michael Mann was one of the unfortunate ones who got caught, all thanks to his face tattoos. Mann has numerous tattoos on his face and neck, including 2 lipstick marks on his cheek and forehead. He even has the infamous teardrop tattoo that symbolizes gangs and prison. But the most prominent aspect of his face is the huge $sign symbol inked on his left eye. 35-year-old Mann was arrested in 2018 for 2 counts of felony kidnapping. He had held a victim for ransom. He was on the run for a month before finally being arrested by the police. But that is not the only crime he has committed in his life. Mann has a long history of aggravated robbery, domestic violence, and drug charges. In fact, earlier that same year, he was arrested for domestic violence and robbery. Mann had climbed into a home in South Fairmont and choked and slapped a victim numerous times. He is now serving his term at the Hamilton County Justice Center. 7. Thug Angel. Angel tattoos are pretty common. We've all seen someone with an angel tattoo, or at least with a pair of angel wings. Such tattoos can represent many things, ranging from hope to freedom. It might have become a cliche now, but angel tattoos still have many fans from different walks of life. Who knew that thugs were also fans of angels? 22-year-old Benjamin Austin Page from Florida was arrested in 2020 for murdering his own lover. The ex-convict had an elaborate face tattoo of doves and machine guns. Some weird combinations out there, aren't there? But there's more. He had the Louis Vuitton logo tattooed on his nose and the word "bang" etched in bold letters on his forehead. The most interesting piece on his face was that of an angel holding a machine gun. Yeah, but that's not the only gun inked. He also had 2 guns tattooed on his right cheek and teardrops under his eyes, which are generally identified as a symbol of time spent in prison. Boy, are those guys proud of having been behind bars. Needless to say, when he was arrested, the tattoos were the first thing everyone noticed. So let's get down to the story at hand, of how he murdered his partner. Page had been dating Terrence Brown, a self-taught makeup artist. The two had first interacted over social media and then started going out. But things got out of hand when Brown refused to delete some explicit images that Page had shared with him. Angered by this, Page, in a fit of rage, went to Brown's home in Florida and shot him in his front yard. Not once, but several times. Even though an emergency call was made, Brown couldn't be saved. According to police reports, only 4 months before the murder, Page had been released from his 4-year-long stint as a convict. He also had a solid criminal record that dated back to 2011, which included burglary, theft, possession of drugs, and weapons. He was charged with second-degree murder and for having possession of a weapon, being an ex-convict. In the month of May 2020, he is likely to be sentenced to life without a chance at parole. Looks like he needed more time to mend his ways. Do you have any unique tattoos? Let us know in the comments below. And if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. 6. Florida Man, Inc. We all have a special connection with our home, our country, our motherland. But would you go to the extent of getting a tattoo of the state map you were born in? That might sound like taking the love a tad too far. But Matthew Leatham disagrees. The man isn't just in love with Florida, he is extremely proud of it too. So proud that he got a tattoo of Florida's map right on his forehead. It's the first thing you notice about him, even before his eyes. Fortunately, Leatham isn't a kidnapper or a murderer, but he has been arrested nonetheless. And the reason for his arrest might just make you laugh at his ingenuity. It was 4 a.m. and the 22-year-old was in the Newport Rishi suburb of Tampa, badly in need of a ride home. Now, how many of us have been in that kind of situation before? A normal person in his place would try to book a cab online or try to hitch a ride or even call their friends for help. But Leatham had a better plan in mind. He took out his phone and dialed 911. Not for an emergency, but to request a ride home. A deputy found Leatham and asked if he should call him a cab, but Leatham refused and said he didn't have any money. He began walking again, but after a few minutes he made another 911 call. No, he wasn't having a heart attack or a seizure. He was just requesting a ride home all over again. The same officer caught up to him again. Leatham was found to have had possession of marijuana. He was arrested and charged with misuse of the 911 system and also for carrying marijuana. He was later released on a $300 bond. 5. Psychopathic tattoo. 37-year-old Timothy J. Wachowski was fired from his job at a car dealership, and he was looking for a way to get revenge. With a long list of crimes that he already had on his rap sheet, adding another set of charges probably didn't seem like a big deal. Or maybe Wachowski let anger get the best of him. Wachowski has a large tattoo on his forehead of the word psychopath. According to reports, the tattoo is inspired by his love for the Psychopathic Records label based in Detroit, which is most popular for being the home of Insane Clown Posse. On April 27, 2020, Wachowski arrived at the dealership seething with rage. A 49-year-old male employee approached him when Wachowski pulled out a knife and stabbed his ex-colleague numerous times. He had managed to inflict wounds to his hands, arms, and back. As another employee approached Wachowski after hearing the scuffle, he ran away. After a 15-minute-long search, he was found hiding in a nearby field. During the trial, the judge couldn't help but comment that Wachowski had one of the longest histories of criminal activity that she had ever seen. He had been arrested numerous times before for drunk driving and for crashing into other vehicles, among other things. 4. Trophy Tat. In 2016, Chicago's Santo Lozoya met Crispin Colis at a Dunning neighborhood convenience store. Colis was on his way back from a Chicago Bulls game, and Lozoya had other plans in mind for the rest of the night. Lozoya, who goes by the street name Saint, was from a rival gang called Milwaukee Kings. He, along with a few other gang members, brutally shot and killed Crispin. Crispin's death was just one of many which took place in the neighborhood, and all of which were carried out by the Milwaukee Kings. After the successful kill, Lozoya and his aide, Jose Martinez, got a trophy tattoo to commemorate the murder. Both of them got the logo of Doucet's Liquor done right below their eyes. According to Lozoya's statements, the two had the same liquor after the murder, so getting the logo inked on their face seemed like a good way to celebrate. The symbol has another hidden meaning depicting the Cross of Lorraine, a French emblem that symbolizes courage, honor, and perseverance. Earlier this year, Lozoya pleaded guilty for his role in the Milwaukee Kings street gang. The gang is infamous for using shootings, murder, beatings, and other forms of violence to strengthen the gang's control and power in the city's Belmont-Cragen neighborhood. The gang had recruited Lozoya when he was still in high school, and he said that once the gang laid their eyes on him, it was close to impossible to find a safe way out of their grips. Apparently, Lozoya led a baseball team that had made it to the national finals, but looks like he chose the wrong path for himself. In August 2021, he was sentenced to 33 years in prison. 3. Gucci. In 2016, 33-year-old Kamprasong Thamavong was taken into custody for possession of firearms. The man from Fresno, California was tattooed heavily and had Gucci written across his forehead in bold letters. He also had numerous teardrop tattoos and a lipstick mark on his cheek. Thamavong's entire scalp is covered with ink, and even his lips have been tattooed with black ink. Thamavong was first spotted by the cops at a traffic stop. According to the statement released by the police department, one of the officers on duty, Officer Howard, had contacted the driver, who was identified as Thamavong. Officer Howard learned that Thamavong had been on AB 109 probation and an already documented Laos Blood gang member. The officer called for assistance at the traffic stop, and Thamavong's residence was searched. They found several items of the gang, and most importantly, they had found photographs of Thamavong clutching onto a variety of firearms. Upon digging deeper, the authorities found the same firearms that Thamavong was holding in the pictures. He even had 39 marijuana plants growing at his home. Thamavong neither had a license to grow marijuana at home, nor was he registered to own the guns. He was arrested for several charges, including the cultivation of marijuana and being in possession of firearms. He was sent to the Fresno County Jail. 2. World's Scariest Criminal. You need to do something really gruesome to be called the world's scariest criminal. 46-year-old Michael Campbell has a long list of crimes that make him more than capable of earning that title, but it was his face tattoos that earned him a spot on this list. Campbell has been a sex offender since 1995, and his most recent crime in October 2021 includes attempted rape. He broke into a home and tried to force himself on a woman while her partner was sleeping right next to her. Campbell was caught in the act, but he managed to escape on a bicycle. After he was arrested, he said it was actually the woman who had made the move on him, and that he wasn't even interested in her. So, what was he doing in their house exactly? He's being held on a $100,000 bond in a Missouri County jail. If Campbell is found guilty, he will most likely face a life sentence. Much like his crimes, his face tattoos also have dark secrets. Campbell's face and body are almost completely enveloped in black tattoos. His face tattoos include Celtic knots on his cheeks and temples, a pentagram on his forehead, and a pit bull and a large polka dot bow tie on his throat. Most of the tattoos that he has actually point toward his white supremacist leanings. The known pedophile in 2022 was sentenced to 6 months of prison time after being charged for assault and property damage. The list of his crimes doesn't end here. He was priorly also charged with a third-degree assault on a man. Looks like the tattoos struck the wrong chord in his life, for he has been involved with different convictions right from the time he got his first artwork inked to his face way back when he was barely 20 years old. 1. Real-life Joker. A man with green hair and a menacing smile. Do you know who we're talking about? Spoiler alert, it's Batman's arch nemesis, the Joker. We're talking about a man from Florida who is perhaps a little too inspired by the supervillain. One look at Lawrence Sullivan and you'll know he wants to put a smile on your face. The wannabe Batman villain has bright green hair and numerous face tattoos, including a carved smile. He's not only interested in looking like a villain, but has taken a shot at trying to be one as well. In short, he has also been behind bars. However, his crimes aren't nearly as sinister as the real Joker. Thank God for that. In 2017, 29-year-old Sullivan was arrested not once, but twice within just 8 days. He was found smoking a joint at an apartment complex in Miami. As soon as cops approached him, he tried to flee, but his attempts were unsuccessful. A few days before, he was arrested for the possession of drugs. And guess what? He was also spotted waving a loaded gun around. In 2017, eyewitness complained about a green-haired man with face tattoos going all crazy. and soon enough, Sullivan was arrested. During his first arrest, Sullivan was treated differently. He said he was treated like a celebrity behind bars because of his appearance. Despite this, his mother still stands by her statement that he is a good son. Mothers, thanks for watching. What do you think of these people with face tattoos? Do you know anyone with ink on their face? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye.